Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of y'all, and peace out to the rest of you. Hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. And so that being said, look, the African proverb I put in my community tab says that dams and bridges are built before or after floods, but never during. And that proverb I saw a long time ago, because teaching English as a second language does give opportunities to use proverbs to do two things. One, it gives people a chance to remember their favorites in another language and relate it to a proverb in their own language. And this allows for a good bit of language learning. The problem is this. This time I don't have to teach you that proverb. You understood it before and you applied it. Gentlemen, I'm recording this to tell you that this is not a problem, actually. I'm recording this to tell you that from what I saw and understood while talking with Base Muslim earlier today, my time, last night, you all's time, shout out to the brother, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Most of you brothers in my audience and not understand that this soft girl era is crap. You ain't going for it. And I'm proud of you brothers. As accountability commentary would say, shout out to black men. You ain't falling for the stupidity. You came along and you said, man, shuck this fit. Soft girl era too late. See, when you march into a floodplain, eventually the floods come. That's why they call it a floodplain. Floodplains are almost always in low-lying areas. In any case, they're always in some place in which there is a water source much higher than itself. Every time. Low-lying floodplains stay flooded for the longest. Growing up on the Gulf Coast, I know about floodplains. A lot of times these ladies, and I know that they had a lot to do with what we see going on amongst our youth. A lot of times the ladies would take the most entertaining child in a school and say, he's such a natural leader. If he just behaved himself, the school would be so much better because the other kids would follow him and they don't understand something about human beings nor leadership. The most entertaining kid that is also usually the most popular in a Western school system is such because of the wrong they do. Because they cut up in class, disrupt the lesson, don't learn nothing, don't let nobody else learn nothing. That's why. The popularity in an environment as toxic as the West depends upon them not actually being moral leaders. And the women don't want to admit this oftentimes because these are the mothers of these kids. So they turn to the teachers. Well, try to get him to do it all in the right direction. Well, that's fine. But understand that once that kid starts to go the right path, he's not going to be followed. Why? Because the right path is uphill. It involves studying, focusing on academics. That's what it involves. And most human beings don't want to do that past a certain level. Our people don't want to do it damn near at all, especially in our teens. So what you think is going to happen? All right, so class clown decides that he's going to start studying. That means he's going to fuck the shuck up when the teacher's explaining something unless he raises his hand and asks a question to understand. He's not going to be followed anymore. Because what made even these mothers call him a natural leader was that he was merely marching ahead of the crowd going downhill. He was just marching with more flair and more dance moves, entertaining them on the way downhill anyway. And you keep on going downhill, you will wind up in a floodplain. And when there's no more downhill to walk, you sit there and wait, and eventually the floods will come. See, people think they're going to march downhill and then reach the mountaintop. And soft girl era is nothing other than these same ladies thinking that that's what the F they're going to do. I saw this mistake with single moms that were in their 30s and 40s. They thought, for some reason, they made the mistake of thinking that they were going to just march downhill. And we're going to all reach the mountaintop and be fresh because we ain't do nothing but walk downhill no way. What? And my kid, the most popular kid in the school, is going to learn how to be a leader in the positive direction and help other kids succeed too by motivating them. No, it's not how that works. It takes more than just momentary motivation to get through anything academic. Anything that's actually going to have a positive consequence later in life will require more than that. So guess what wound up being the case now? These ladies said, oh, okay, well, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and talk about a soft girl era. I'm going to say that I'm through barking and growling at these men, and even sometimes other women, especially if they're nice to men. I'm through doing all of that. I'm going to be a soft girl now. No, See, the proverb states that bridges and dams are built before or after floods, but not during. The flood's already come. Flood's been in the making for a while. That point was too late. You got to wait till the flood goes away. Maybe then you can start working on the dams and bridges you will need for the next flood. And you gentlemen understood, and you are applying this right now in response to this soft girl era, and I'm glad to see it. Because see, the issue is that we've allowed ladies, as I've stated, and base Muslim can back me up on this. The one thing we've done wrong was that we made things too easy. And that was really, 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 really wrong in and of itself, because this has allowed girls to remain girls mentally, not grow up, except physically, and still catch a ding-a-ling and become moms. That's what it's allowed. See, when your little daughter's playing with the dolls and she's playing mom, she's playing single mom. But that's just a game that they're playing. That's all. That's what's going on with these women. It's not like our little daughters playing with dolls and that and playing the part of mom, but there's no dad. It's not like that. They took this doll playing of childhood into adulthood with them. And our grandkids ain't nothing. Those of us who have grandkids through single mothers ain't nothing but baby dolls. That's what the issue is. It's like what Alan Anderson said, the single mother is a single mother mentally long before she becomes one officially, long before she conceives. And now what you men are saying is, no, B-word, you are going to grow the up. And you're going to become a woman. And you're going to deal with the consequences that you wanted. What you're now saying is, shuck that fit. You don't get no soft girl era. We still demand that you be a resilient woman. Because that's what women of previous generations were. They still got to be feminine. But even they had to be resilient. Not strong, not masculine, but they had to be resilient. I hope this message helps. Thank you for listening. Black Heart, Black Mind, Blackout. And as always, Assalamu alaikum and black heterosexual non-select male power just because you don't like it, and black mother cuss word patriarchy until extinction or judgment day.